Hello everyone, this message is for my African and the Black race around the world. Here goes. To my people of Congo, Africa, and the Black race around the world, a transformative awakening is unfolding. In parts of Africa and across Black nations, we are rising. And with time and unity, we will see this awakening spread across the entire continent and beyond. One path to this awakening is through education, through truth, through sharing the right information. For too long, we have been dormant, divided. We have followed the European narrative and even some of our own to dictate our lives. They have conspired to keep us blind, to keep us brainwashed, to keep us miseducated, poor, divided, and at war with each other. But today we are witnessing something powerful. An African leader is standing up, challenging the corrupt, defying systems built to serve the few and undermine many. I recently read The Slave Ship by Marcus Rediker. It chronicles the theft, the torture, the kidnapping, the killings, the rape, the violence, the enslavement of millions of Africans over 4 centuries. 12 million Africans were brought to the New World. Some sources say closer to 30 million. 5 million died during the Middle Passage. By the time slavery was abolished, 3.3 million were still working on plantations. For Americans, British, Danish, Dutch, French, Portuguese, and Spanish enslavers. By 1800, the slave-based economy had generated the equivalent of $3.3 billion in 2007 value. And yet, they called us lazy, unfit to govern ourselves. When they could no longer steal our people, they turned to our land. They gathered in what became known as the Scramble for Africa. They divided our continent. They dominated 90% of it, often with brutal violence. Belgium colonized Congo. 10 million Congolese perished. And later, Congo endured what is called Africa's World War, an estimated 5 million lives lost. All of it for our natural resources: diamonds, sugar, salt, gold, iron, cobalt, uranium, copper, bauxite, silver, petroleum, natural gas, and cocoa beans. Resources that power the industries and technologies of today. Even after colonialism, they found new ways to loot. They pitted African nations against each other, just as they once pitted African chiefs against each other in exchange for human cargo. They gave them guns, they gave them lies. The president of France recently said, talking about Macron, if we leave African countries to manage on their own, now is not the time. Africa remains the least developed continent, and history shows we have a role to play in supporting its growth. A complete withdrawal could halt progress. There is still much work for us to do in Africa, and we believe they are not fully ready to thrive without our involvement. Let that sink in. Dear Africans, dear Black people, we must not forget the past. The growth they speak of is unilateral. These remarks are why we must be vigilant. We must be united now more than ever. The truth is setting us free, and at the forefront of this new revolution is Captain Ibrahim Traore. As he forges a new path of revolutionary leadership, let us remain vigilant. Let us question the deals being made. Let us ask who truly benefits. Let us unite behind this new era. Let us hold accountable those who seek to destabilize other nations. Homeland or death, we shall overcome.
I spoke officially for the son of Africa, Muammar Gaddafi. Today, I speak up, albeit not officially, for another son of Africa, Ibrahim Traore. They came for Gaddafi and killed him. They killed Sankara before that, Lumumba. They went after Samora Machel and many others of our revolutionary sons. We must not allow them to come after our son and brother, Ibrahim Traore. He is leading a genuine African revolutionary liberation project. He wants to have control for all Africans over our natural resources. He wants Africans to be united, to have African sovereignty, not just political or military, but African economic sovereignty. They come after him not because of democracy or human rights or stability, but to destroy his liberation project. Exactly what they did with Gaddafi, exactly what they did with Sankara, what they did with Samora Machel, what they did with Nkrumah of Ghana, and many, many other sons of Africa. Today, we must stand up. We must fight. Come with us to support the revolution in the Sahel region of our continent. Come to say no to imperialist forces of the West that keeps trying to maintain its hegemony and control over our continent. We must stand.
The Sahel are more than ready to leave the CFA franc now than ever before. They plan to have one Minister of Affairs that will represent the 3 states of the Federation. Same goes for the military, with the aim of having a single unified army. They are also planning to set up a joint procurement center and an investment bank for the AES. They are working on common infrastructure and energy to promote trade. All these are in preparation to launch one single currency that would bind the 3 of them. These countries are heading towards unity big time. These 3 countries have realized that if they continue to use and depend on the CFA franc, they would forever be indebted and enslaved. They have made me to understand that managing your own currency is not that complicated. This is how it works. When the new banknotes enter the market, 80% of what needs to be done would have been done already, like securing the territory, defining the status of the central bank, defining the values and denomination of the notes, and creating a single market to strengthen the economic foundation of the countries. This is becoming a reality. They are stabilizing their countries as we speak. I hope your shock absorber is working, because you will be shocked at what they will achieve in the nearest future.
Breaking news. This is some major breaking news coming from Burkina Faso. You won't believe that Captain Ibrahim Traore, the president of Burkina Faso, has gone ahead and extracted 1.1 billion USD crude oil in just one day. He has literally shocked the West. They have actually left open-mouthed because they didn't expect Ibrahim Traore to do this without their help. Imagine Captain Ibrahim Traore, look at the achievement that he has actually done to the people of Burkina Faso. He has actually been in leadership for only 2 years, but he has been getting support from Russia and China. I just want you to take a reflection of your own country, where you come from, and just give it a comparison of Captain Ibrahim Traore. For how long has your president been in leadership, and what has that particular president achieved? Or he just a puppet of these people from the West, whom Captain Ibrahim Traore went ahead and sent them away, because he know with these people he cannot achieve what the people of Burkina Faso want. Anyway, where are you watching from? What has your leader done that actually you literally see and pleases you? Anyway, drop it at the comment section as we are moving.
We have some major breaking news coming in now. This is the latest news. So Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger are now considering to join together to form one country without borders. I mean, one country. I don't know what is going to be the name of that country, but as at now, they have already formed a national anthem that is going to be used when all these countries now join together to form one country. National anthem was given to Ibrahim Traore because Ibrahim Traore will be the leader of these 3 countries. I mean, Africa is now starting to join together, and it looks like it is going to happen very, very fast. So there will be no borders. Abdul Rahman Chiani, the president of Niger, Assimi Goita, the president of Mali, and Burkina Faso president Ibrahim Traore will join together these 3 countries. No borders, and all the soldiers in all these states, the Sahel states, are going to wear one uniform, and they are going to receive commands from one commander. So Africa is now starting to join up. The Sahel states are now setting a very good example, and they have said that this is going to happen very, very soon. And because of this, you won't believe, Western nations are shocked because the control and the command will be coming from one source.
Breaking news from Burkina Faso. So Captain Ibrahim Traore sets to visit Botswana, one of the peaceful countries in Africa. You know, I would advise for my president, the president of Africa, Captain Ibrahim Traore, not to visit Botswana at this critical time, because Botswana was also once colonized by British. Who knows if they have succeeded in convincing the Botswana president to lure you to Botswana so they can attack you from there, because they have tried every means to attack you from in your own country. They even planned to attack you on your way to Moscow, Russia. They still did not succeed because Russia shocked all of them. So Baba, I beg, we are not ready to lose you now. Please do not go to Botswana. Botswana might be one of the safest country in Africa, but as far as it have the influence of British in it, it's not trustworthy. You see, this your journey to Botswana, just keep it for the next 3-4 years coming, because you still have time to visit Botswana. Stay in Burkina Faso at this critical time. Traveling to any part of Africa might be very risky for you, because African leaders are not to be trusted. You are the king and president of Africa right now, so we don't want to lose you in a hurry. In fact, we don't even want to lose you in 2,000 years coming. Baba, I will go on my knees to beg you not to go to Botswana. We don't know what their mission is. Thank you, sir.
Africa today is victim of many external spoilers that work against its stability. They don't trust us a lot. And I cannot say that they are completely wrong. That's why my opinion is that we have to change this approach. If you want to do serious things, you have to do things that are useful for both. For example, now we have a problem in Europe about energy sources after a war. But Africa is potentially an enormous producer of energy, of every kind of energy: green energy, hydrogen, geothermic, they've got gas, they've got everything.
President Duma Boko has completely taken after Captain Ibrahim Traore, not only in his ideologies, but also in dressing as a military personnel. Look at him here on the Botswana Defense Forces Conference, dressed like a soldier, and he sent across a serious message to the military. But that is not what I want to focus on today. However, before I get into a groundbreaking speech that he delivered to his cabinet ministers, before I get into that, if this is your first time of coming across this platform, follow me, like my video, share the video, drop your comments about what we discussed in the comment section, right? And do a favor to me, to this platform, to the people of Africa. Share this video to as many as you can, because we want every good thing that is happening in Africa to spread like wildfire, because the Western media do not help us to spread the development, the moves, the progress that we are making in Africa. And so we owe ourselves that obligation to spread all the good things that some of our leaders are doing, so that the whole world will know that Africa is making progress. Africa is breaking loose. Africa is changing the narratives. So that is it, guys. Let's go. President Duma Boko of Botswana, he delivered a groundbreaking speech with reforms. This was not just a speech, but reforms. And he started by saying that these reforms he is about to detail, he is giving himself and his government 3 years to execute them. And that time has gone past where you needed to go through all those processes that would take you 10 years to deliver. And then at the end of your mandate, you are kicked out, not because you could not deliver, but because the processes that are not put in place to help our countries, they are put in place to hinder progress, and so that our citizens, our countries will remain in captivity. Let's dive down into it. So the first thing he said was he let his government to know that everybody is guilty of the state at which Botswana is right now. Even though we know Botswana has made great strides, but he is letting us to know that that is not where Botswana was supposed to be. And so he laid down these reforms. I captured 9 of them, right? The first was he has promised to invest in the digital sector. He wants Botswana to be heavily invested in the digital sector. The second item was to build good railway infrastructure, right? And refurbish, reform, and transform the old railways. Okay, that's the second. The third was to construct a world-class infrastructure in Botswana. In other words, he wants to transform Botswana and give it a world-class infrastructure. The fourth is to invest heavily in agriculture, agricultural equipment, food sufficiency, and everything that is related to agriculture. The fifth is to build a good health care system, a system that would be one of the best, if not the best, in Africa, which has to do with health, everything that has to do with health care, infrastructure, the medical industry, and everything that is related to healthcare, insurance system, and all of that. That is his fifth agenda. The sixth is to build 1,000 houses, right? You can see that he wants to take directly in the footsteps of Captain Ibrahim Traore. He wants to build 1,000 houses for the people of Botswana. And again, he's given himself and his government 3 years and nothing more. Okay? The other item that he has here is to invest as well in the energy and water sector, to grant energy and water sufficiency to the people of Botswana. And finally, the last item was to review all mining licenses. That is what the president of Botswana wants to do. He wants to revisit all the mining licenses and revisit those treaties and re-establish new rules to have a mining license in Botswana. And another thing which relates directly to the mining licenses is his plans are to nationalize the mining sector, which means that Botswana would start to build their own mining industries so that they can raise enough funds for the country. And guys, the last thing I want to tell you before I ask you to start dropping comments for the president of Botswana in the comment section is the president has rejected all these so-called tenders. He has said that he's not going to go through any form of tender. Those are exactly the things that Captain Ibrahim Traore did in Burkina Faso to be able to transform, and is transforming Burkina Faso very rapidly because the state has taken full authority, full responsibility to work on these transformation projects that are going on in Burkina Faso. And that is what the president of Botswana is trying to implement in Botswana. He wants to kick out all these processes that would delay progress, that would delay development, and look for ways that they can work for the people and for the people alone. Those are the kind of leaders we are looking for in Africa, guys. I want to know in the comment section what you think about this move. And please, to the people of Botswana, keep partisan politics aside. I'm begging on you, join forces and support your president, because he is a visionary. He is a revolutionary. He is one of those kind of leaders we are looking for to build Africa. I beg you guys, support your president. And by the way, keep sharing this message. Keep sharing. Thank you so much. See you in my next one.